So fine. So this, I think the recording is high. So this is the question. We have to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So the number of rows and number of columns are undefined. So by row, what do I mean? So by row, just a minute. Yes. So by row, I mean these things, and by column I mean this thing. So this thing, both these things are user defined. So user have to give the input that how many rows will be there and how many columns will be there. So let's start this problem. So the first thing is that you need a scanner class. So you have this public static void main and all those things. I am not very interested in those things. So it will be public static void main string args. I will just explain you the logic. Okay, so this is the main function in which we will write the code. So the thing is that we have to make an object of the scanner class. So it will be scanner sc is equal to new scanner system dot in. I guess this thing you have understood. Now we have to take a input. So n equal to sc dot next in. So this n will specify the number of rows, and according to the number of rows we will determine the number of columns. So here in the example you can see that there are 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and since there are 5 rows, the maximum number of columns are also 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can easily understand that by this number of rows we can get the number of columns. Okay, now we will have a variable called count, and we will initialize it to 1. So let us declare that variable. Okay, now we will have 2 loops, right? So it will be for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. How many times this outer loop will execute? So outer loop is responsible for the number of rows, right? So since there are n rows, in our example there are 5 rows, right? So the outer loop will execute 5 times. Here in this problem we have considered n rows, so outer loop will execute n times. So for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. For j equal to 0, j less than what? So j should be less than I, less than equal to, in fact. So j less than equal to I, j plus plus. Now why less than equal to I will explain that thing in a minute. So I have to print, since cnt is 1, what I need to print is system dot out dot print. You will see here that I am not using the command print ln because ln changes the line. We don't have to change the line. System dot out dot print, and here we have to pass the variable cnt. Okay, and then what we have to do is cnt is equal to cnt mod 10. So by this mod 10, what we will do is that when the value of this CNT will reach 10, 10 mod 10 is 0, so we will print 0. So after 9, we will not print 10 and we will print 0. After that, we will again do this system dot out dot print ln. So this thing changes the line. So I will explain now the code, how this code works. Okay. So this is the code. Now let us consider some examples. Okay, so let us consider n is equal to 5, the thing that is given here. So if n is equal to 5, so I will run from 0 to 4, correct? Yes, because the value of I is I equal to 0 and I less than n. So I will start from 0 and I will run till 4. and j will run from 0 to I. So in the first iteration, when I equal to 0, the possible values of j are j is equal to 0, right? And since j is equal to 0, we will print the CNT. So what will happen is that we will print 1. So for this case, a 1 will be printed. So for this case, we will print a 1. Again, since j is less than equal to I, we can't increment this j to 1, because if we increment using this operator, if we increment j to 1, then what will happen? J will no longer be less than equal to I. So we can't increment j to 1. So this inner loop breaks. And therefore we come out of the loop and we are standing at this position. So when we are standing at this position, we will change the line. Now, one more thing, we have done CNT is equal to, oh, just a minute, I have to change something here. It will be not CNT equal to CNT mod 10, it will be CNT equal to, it will be CNT plus 1 mod 10. We have to increment the value of CNT and then we have to divide it by 10. So it will be CNT mod plus 1 mod 10. Otherwise, what will happen is that, otherwise the value of CNT will not change and we will keep on printing 1. So it will be CNT plus 1 mod 10. So I hope things are quite clear. Then after this, after I equal to 0, the value of I will be 1. So I will be equal to 1. And in that case, the first value of j will be 0, and what will be printed? Since the value of CNT has incremented by 1, so initially the value of CNT was 1, now we have incremented it by 1, so it will be 2. And then after j equal to 0, j will be equal to what? J will be equal to 1, because if we increment j to 1 also, there is no problem, because j remains less than equal to I. So when j increments to by 1, the thing will be 3. CNT will be 3. Why? We have incremented the CNT here by 1. So I hope things are clear till this point, and in this way we will progress. And when CNT will be equal to 10, when CNT will reach the value of 10, we will do 10 mod 10. So when the value of CNT will be 9 and we will add 1 to it, so the value will become 10. In that case, we will divide it by 10, and 10 mod 10 is equal to how much? It is equal to 0, and this 0 will be printed. And again, the value of CNT will be 11, and so on. So in this way, this program will proceed. So the thing is here, we have to print this pattern. These dashes are nothing but blanks. So rather than printing these dashes, so rather than printing this portion, we will print blank. So we will not print this dashes. The thing is that we will print something like this. We will print something like this. Okay, so we will print something like this. So this is what we want to print. So we will not print this dashes. So let me rub this screen, this portion. Yes, we will print something like this. So an interesting observation in this diagram is that, see, when are we printing? We are printing here. We are printing here. We are printing here. And we are printing here. These are the 4 corners, these are the 4 places where we have to print a star. Other than this, we don't want to print anywhere else. So we are printing at I equal to 0. So if I take the row numbers as I and the column numbers as j, we are printing at I equal to 0. we are printing at I is equal to 3, right? Or to be more exact, we are printing at I is equal to n minus 1. Since there are 4 rows, 3 means 4 minus 1. So if there are 10 rows, we will print at position number 9. Is that correct? Yes. Similarly, we are printing at j equal to 0, and we are printing at j is equal to 3 or j equal to n minus 1, whatever you feel convenient, you can say that. Now, how to print this pattern? So, to print this pattern, we have to do this thing. So, the initial part will be the same. You have to take an input, you have to declare your main method, you have to declare your class, all these things remains the same. So I will not go into that much detail. I will just declare the main method, you declare the class yourself. It will be public static void main string args. Okay, and then we will have our integer n. Then we will have scanner sc is equal to new scanner system dot in, right? So this will be there. Now this n reads the number of rows, and I believe the number of rows and number of columns will be same since it is a square box. Sorry. Then we will have this variable I and j. This will be the loop variables. So for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. For j equal to 0, j less than n, since number of rows and number of columns are same, therefore we will the inner loop will run till n, j plus plus. Now here is the fun part. If I is equal to 0, so if I is equal to 0, we need to print the stars. So it will be system dot out dot print, not ln. It will be system dot out dot print, and then what we have to do, we have to print a star. I believe this point is clear. Similarly, if, or means it will not be if, it will be else if I is equal to n minus 1, what we will do is we will do system dot out dot print, and then what we have to print, we have to print a star again. What will be the next condition to print the star? That will be if j is equal to 0. So if j is equal to 0, what we have to do is we have to print the star. Notice that I am not changing the line, I am just using the print statement, not print ln. And finally, if j is equal to n minus 1, we will do the same thing, we will just print the star. What if the value of I and j are something other than this 0 and n minus 1? In that case, if the value is something else, we have to print a blank. So it will be system.out.print and a blank. Now, we have not changed any line. When to change the line? You can see that the line changes after every row. And since I is the variable responsible for this row, the line will change for each value of I, that is during the outer loop. So it will be system.out.println and things are done. So this is the code for this problem.